Hi, good day. My name is William Dongo again. I'm here again, the continuation of the lessons. This will be lesson number 9 on climate control and refrigeration technology, residential and commercial heating. As I mentioned, the lesson will be about lesson number 9. It's code requirements. Before I go any further, I would like to say the information I'm presenting in this lecture about code requirements is just for informational only. For those who want to go into this field, at least you guys got a basic idea. I recommend when you try to do your work, make sure you follow the code requirement, you look at the manual, and really be proficient on these. I make this just for training purposes, and then I don't want you to blame me or put me liable that I gave you this information. This one is for educational purposes only, because at all times when you do construction, make sure you follow the code requirements of the city, okay, or the state. Okay, again, the first one we'll be talking about will be the fundamentals, the purpose, the scope, and then the intent of the code. There are 3 main code that we use here. We got the uniform mechanical code, uniform plumbing code, and uniform electrical code. And then the one we talk about, when we talk about electrical code, we talk about installation, access, combustion, shut-off valve, gas connector, electrical connection, venting, and duct system. And then on the uniform plumbing code, and then the national electric code. This is very important, because if you do your work, make sure you're in the code, just in case something happens, you can support yourself that everything you did is accordance to the code. Okay, fundamentals. The purpose of this code is to provide minimum standards to safeguard people and property. Remember that. You gotta make sure we have this code because we want to safeguard people and property. By controlling design, construction, installation, quality of material, location, operation and maintenance of HVAC&R equipment or system. The scope is installation, alteration, repair, relocation, replacement, addition, or to use of maintenance of gas-fired heating equipment or system. The intent of the code. The intent of the code is to codes address here are not necessary direct codes, okay? Intent of the code has been maintained. 3 main codes that we gotta follow and use for this thing is the uniform mechanical code, that is UMC, and then they update this every year. Make sure when you do your work, make sure you gotta have the current code. They do those codes every year. They need to be revised. Okay, and then uniform plumbing code, UPC, and then the national electric code. Note, you will study only 3 code sections that are reflective of a level of knowledge that may be expected of an apprentice in our trade. Okay, remember that. If you're really good, you're journeyman already, you really know what the code is. But this one I'm lecturing is for the people that will try to go in a field, just to get an overview that they have to follow this code. Uniform mechanical code section. Number 1, the installation. Installation and operating instruction shall be attached to the appliance. Clearances from the combustion material shall be as listed in installation instruction. So the if there's if there's gas being burned, make sure we follow the code so we prevent fires. Okay. Cooling coils shall be installed on the discharge side, the supply air side of the furnace. And then we're gonna go. How you gonna access the furnace? Okay, access. A furnace shall be accessible for service, repair, and replacement without removal of permanent construction. A furnace room shall, okay, now we're gonna talk about the furnace room, shall have an opening and passageway thereto not less than 2 feet in wide always. Okay. Have a working space not less than 30 inches deep when door is open. Above furnace 1:1 maintain a 30-inch high. Okay. Or a furnace shall have a firebox opening clearance to combustion of at least 6 inches. Okay. As the number in here, I put it out. Just make sure, try to relearn again. Try to get the mechanical code and review. What I have said in this lecture might have been revised yesterday, or the day before, or a year before. So at least you know what are the codes required. But the number, you gotta redouble check, okay, for your information again. Combustion. In a furnace room or closet, a minimum of 1 opening each shall be located. Upper 12 inches of the enclosure, lower 12 inches of the enclosure. Okay. Combustion air ducts. Combustion air ducts shall have quarter-inch mesh screen except attic. Attic ducts shall extend at least 6 inches behind ceiling joists and insulation. Not be screened at either end. Shall be at least 20-inch gauge galvanized steel. And then we're going to talk about the shadow valve. This one, shadow valve, this one right here. Shadow valve, gas safety cock shall be approved by BO, by building officer or testing authority such as AGA. And then it got to be accessible outside of the furnace, ahead of the union. In addition to valve supply on the furnace within 3 feet of the furnace. In the same room or space at the furnace, okay, shadow valve may be inside or under the furnace if furnace can be maintained, repaired, and removed without removing the removal of the valve. And then you talk about gas connector. Gas connector shall be rigid pipe, maybe semi-rigid, example aluminum or flexible metal tubing. If approval by the building official or testing authority such as AGA. I guess AGA is American Gas Association. Not longer than 3 feet. No concealed or passing through walls, floors, partition, or equipment cabinet. Properly sized. See uniform code table 3D1 or 3D2, and then do not use copper. This is the uniform code, the uniform mechanical code section. This is okay. And then we got the electrical connection. Electrical connection, furnace shall have a positive means of discover disconnect adjacent to the furnace inside of the furnace. Okay. Venting for gas fired system, be vent. Dual wall metal, no screw S locking joints, round or oval. And then BW vent, dual wall metal, no screen S locking joint. Wall furnace only. Single wall vent connector, single wall metal, 3 screw each joint as short as possible, and then plastic pipe, usually PVC. For condensing furnaces only, installed per manufacturer recommended. Okay, and then the location. Venting shall not extend into or through air duct, plenums, the fireplace or chimney, solid fuels. Length, pitch, and clearances. General vertical offset not greater than 45 from vertical, may have 16th offset. 1/16 offset. Total horizontal run shall not exceed 70% of total vertical height of vent. Rise shall not be less than quarter inches feet. Clearance to combustible, 1 inch for B or BW vent double wall, 6 inch for single wall vent connectors. Type BWB ventilated at its ceiling plate. Ceiling plate shall be cut plus with the adjacent wall stud. And then vent termination. Vent shall extend above the roof through a flushing. Terminate in a vent cap. Wall furnace vent shall terminate at least 12 inches above the bottom of the furnace. Direct vent furnace less than 50,000 BTU per hour at least 12 inches above the grade. Gas vent caps 12 inches and smaller. Okay? And then the connection. Vent connection. Vent connection shall be single wall 5 used as connectors. Shall be as short and straight as possible. Shall maintain 6 inches clearance at combustible. Shall be in the same space as the appliances. Shall not originate in the air. Shall not originate in an attic space. Shall have a minimum of 3 screws in each joint except the connection to double wall pipes. No screw are used with double wall pipe. Locking joints are used. Use metal tape to join double wall and single wall pipe. And then joint and duct system, joint and seams. Joint and seams shall be airtight by means of tape, mastic, or gasketing, and then etc. For residential metal duct, crimp joints are discharged end. 3 screws is equally spaced per joint. Vibration isolation, if installed, shall be 1 between the equipment and the metal ducts, less than 10 inches in length. All ducts shall be supported equally. Okay, equally. That makes sure you support the duct. And then uniform code of plumbing code. Now repeat my last. Uniform plumbing code. This one right here, which is above ground, and then inside galvanized or black. Outside shall be galvanized only, and then 6 inches above the ground. Below ground, you can use PVC, PE, 18 inches below grade. All gas piping shall be adequately supported. Okay. Now, make sure you follow the code in supporting the pipe when it's, because once the inspector come in, he saw that the pipe is not secure, then you're gonna get hit on that. Make sure you study and memorize the supporting information in bracing the parts, because we don't want that vibration to distort the piping. Okay, now we're gonna talk about electrical code. Electrical code, you got central heating equipment shall have a dedicated circuit. Pumps, humidifier, electronic air cleaner, etc. accepted. Branch circuit protection. Branch circuit protection shall be sized in manufacturer recommendation, minimum of 15 amps breaker. Wiring. Wiring shall be protected by proper fitting where passing through metals, by proper routing away from sharp object, hot surfaces, be proper fusing of each disconnecting means. Fuses protect wiring, not the leads. Okay? Remember, make sure you follow the mechanical code, plumbing code, and the electrical code. In this lecture, I just give you the basic information so that you can be aware that these codes exist. And then make sure, as I mentioned before, this is just for training purposes only.